Law enforcement agencies are warning online child predators to back off. More than 200 predators have been captured, some of them with the help of Harrison and Gray County sheriffs.
What the scary thing is the amount of people that we caught on this massive operation. How many did we not catch? How many more are there out there that we don't know about?
Operation Soteria Shield resulted in the rescue of 109 children and the seizure of terabytes worth of files involving child abuse sex material.
If we protect one kid from a predator, mission success.
70 local and federal agencies combined on the month-long effort. Chief Deputy Craig Harrington encourages parents to be diligent.
Pay attention to what your kids are doing. When your kid retires to their room, and this is kids of any age, we've seen kids as young as 7 and 8 years old. When you put that electronic device in their hand, they now have access to the internet, all the good things and all the bad things.
Harrington says parents should not assume kid-friendly sites are safe.
Like you said when we were growing up, hey, don't accept a ride from a stranger. Well, now it's don't talk to anybody on the internet that you don't know.
He says don't be afraid to intrude on your child's privacy. Be willing to have uncomfortable conversations. Be aware of grooming, manipulative behaviors to coerce a victim to agree to the abuse. And call local law enforcement agencies if you suspect anything.
What's going on, folks? I've decided to do that video because it wasn't something that it wasn't much in the headlines, and I think it's a vital story. It's very big and it's very important, and it's bigger than a lot of us can even think of or even imagine. And I know, of course, we're familiar with Epstein and a lot of the P. Diddy and things of that nature, right? But this stuff goes deeper than that. There's multiple levels to it, and it's throughout. It's an ongoing thing throughout the entire world. And I'm not going to make this a long video, and I apologize for not getting anything out earlier. I wasn't sure if I wanted to post anything this week, given my schedule at the moment. But I came across this story and I felt like I needed to share it and get as much eyes and ears on it as possible, because it is an ongoing problem with human and child trafficking. One of the biggest reasons is because we had an open border where children were continuously being doped up. They would give them like sleep aids and just knock them out just to get them across the border with as little to no complaints and problems. And there's videos out there. I posted a video of it a few months back where Border Patrol came across a group of adults with minors, and they were all the children were out of it. They were I don't want to say the wrong thing because it's YouTube, but you know what I'm saying. And that's scary. And this isn't just happening here in the U.S., even though the U.S. is a huge contributor to human and child smuggling, trafficking, and it is sad because a lot of those babies will never be found because of the evil that has destroyed their lives and destroyed their lives permanently. I mean, to the point to where they're no longer on this earth with us. And it's so sad because we're here, and it's not to point blame necessarily. Well, I take that back. I blame the media for it. And I blame society as a whole, because a lot of things, they've been brought up, and then something else comes into the light and pushes that out the way. I mean, you've got some things that they're not even really that important. And it is fair to say that there are a lot of other huge stories out there that need attention and have kind of fallen in the shadows or in the depths of of nudes, but why don't they want to discuss this? As much of a problem as it is, it's not being discussed. And I looked into it a little bit, and like I said, I'm not going to make this into a long video, and it's not going to be fancy. This is going to be a rough type of recording / edit, throw together. But hey, I got you something this week. And before I go any further, if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you stopping in. I don't care how you got here. I'm just thankful that you're here. And if you are coming back for more, I appreciate you guys as well. But if you haven't done so already, please hit the like, hit the bell to receive notification for when I do drop a new video. Subscribe. Hitting likes helps me in the algorithm. It helps me build this channel. It helps me get more of my content out there. And of course, hit me up on Instagram. That's where I do a lot more posting. And yeah. So, but getting back into this, I looked into a little deeper, and of course we know, based off of Epstein, of course, I'm just going to use that as an example because that's what a lot of people are familiar with, right? So with Epstein, we found out that there are a lot of politicians, there are a lot of celebrities, and high dollar, millionaires, billionaires, the wealthy, right, that are contributing to it. I'm gonna just throw this out there with you guys as well, right? So Oprah Winfrey and her schools in Africa, where are those girls, Oprah? What happened to those girls? Where are they haven't found them. And that's been an ongoing thing for years, right? But I'm sorry, squirrel type moment. But I did some research, and I encourage you to do it as well. But I went and I looked up in AI, and I'm going to just read you what AI found. And it quotes some articles. Again, just go and do your own research, no matter who you hear it from. Even if it's your favorite person in the world, go do your own research. But I'm going to read to you what I found out about a lot of this trafficking. All right, so again, I came across this story, and I just used ChatGPT to get some more insight on it when I first looked at it. But I'm going to show you guys what I came across. And I'm going to skim through some of it because some of it you've already heard from the video that I showed you before. But Operation Soltera Shield is a major FBI-led crackdown that was launched in April of 2025, targeting online child sexual exploitation in North Texas. Here's an overview. What happened? 244 suspects arrested, all charged with offenses related to child Facebook censored, or YouTube censored trafficking or online grooming. 109 children rescued, many previously unknown to law enforcement. If they were unknown to law enforcement, to me, that says that the parents were in on it. The parents sold their child or exploited their child. And I have seen lately I've been watching a lot of police videos, body cam arrests, and videos of that nature, and the amount of evil that is out there that are willing to endanger their children is sickening. So we'll keep going. Who was involved? FBI Dallas Division, the Eastern District of Texas, U.S. Attorney's Office, and North Texas Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, and over 70 Texas law enforcement agencies participated. In the video, again, they were talking about how the children were exploited through things like online gaming. There are countless stories out there where parents have found that their children were being groomed or we'll just say groomed while playing such, things like Roblox, right? You think, oh, okay, yeah, it's for kids. It's just a game. I don't have anything to worry about. I can go in here and read my book or watch my favorite show or whatever, hang with the boys. It's not. No, these predators, if they want to, they will, and they are. They are putting themselves in your child's space. Space, not face, space. Okay? So they don't care that it's for kids. They are still saying that to them, it's just all you're doing is just putting them all in one. You're just making them easily accessible. And a lot of parents, they don't think about that mess, right? But not to keep going, like I said, I'm not trying to make a long video. Okay, so officials describe the data as stunning, highlighting both the scale of online exploitation and critical need for proactive enforcement. The operation underscores how predators exploit technology from social media to gaming platforms to target children in their homes. So there's no more. Don't talk to strangers. Be careful of parking beside that white van and yada. No, this stuff they are coming to your child's space. Okay. And some children, of course, they don't know any better. Some of them, they're just trying to find friends. They think stuff is fun, it's cool. They're learning and they're growing and things are new to them. It's a whole new world to them, of course. So, what was it? It was it Roblox? I think it was, or Minecraft. One of them, somehow, and I don't play these games, but the child, the parent found out that there was like this secret passage or tunnel or building or whatnot, and it was full of X-rated material. Okay, and we'll just keep it like there. I'm gonna put it 50 Shades of Grey, okay, type stuff. So, but I'm gonna keep going, and then let's see. Operation Solterra Shield was a sweeping FBI coordinated operation that rescued over 100 children and took nearly 250 exploitators, seizing massive amounts of digital evidence. Let's see. Here's an. Let's see where else it was. Some of this stuff is the same thing. What some people had to say about it, leadership-wise, this was not an easy operation, but a necessary one. We will hold child predators accountable. Acting U.S. Attorney Jay Combs, numbers leave us breathless. Behind every statistic, there is a child. This is why it matters. Again, the operation shows how predators exploit social media, gaming platforms, and chat rooms to groom and exploit children online. It illustrates successful, large-scale, multi-agency coordination, offering a model for future online exploitation investigations. What you'll see in the video, let's see. I can't remember what that was. Maybe that was. And then I asked what people are saying. Law enforcement and officials. Some of this stuff is repetitive because it just kept going. Broader impact and reaction. Strong multi-agency praise. Digital threats spotlighted. Officials underscore how predators now use social media, gaming networks, and chat rooms. Yep, we already did that. Bottom line, unified acclaim authorities view the operation as a landmark, emotion-charged victory in protecting children online. And I asked who were the main contributors to the child trafficking. Now, of course, like I said, this is ChatGPT, right? But go do your own research. It says there's no single main contributor, which is true. It's not like it's just one country or persons that is doing it. It's a huge enterprise. Very complex criminal networks and organized gangs. Okay, many child trafficking rings are run by transnational organized crime groups. We have a case in point again, the border being open and children coming in that way through the cartels. I'm a post. I'm a not post. This is remember the Democrats love child Abrego Garcia, who they claim was just a Maryland father who was a U.S. citizen, and he was wrongly deported to El Salvador, well, his home, which was El Salvador. So just to bring you up to speed on that a little bit, he was brought back to the U.S. Okay, Democrats boo-hoo, whine, and cry, but it's not the win that they think they're getting, because he's still being prosecuted for human trafficking. All right, that's why he's back in the U.S. And then after he serves his time here, he's going back to El Salvador. But that's their love child, right? A criminal who was trafficking humans, children, of course. These groups operate through dark web forms, social media, and encrypted messages. I read a story not too long ago about a couple of girls, teenagers, who were let me say, hold on, before I get too far out, let me keep going, and then I'm gonna close it out with that story. Online predators demand from abusers, demand fuels trafficking, whether for eggs or forced labor. Vulnerable conditions. Yeah, you have a lot of homelessness and a lot of children growing up in poverty and on the streets, and they're hoping, wishing, praying, dreaming that, to get out of it. And so they're more vulnerable to being targets, because someone's going to come up to them and be like, hey, I can help you out. I can make your, they'll come to them like a genie. I can make your dreams come true type situation. And they can pull them in that way. Government and system failures. There's even with the, foster care system. There's a lot of that craziness going on in the foster care system. Who's involved? Of course, traffickers, buyers, and facilitators. And I'm just skimming through this, but you guys can check it out yourselves. You can actually pause and read this if you wanted to. In the United States, most child trafficking cases involve domestic minors. Victims commonly come from foster care, homeless youth populations, and those with histories of abuse or neglect. But I'm gonna close it out with this story, and this is, again, you can go look it up yourself. Hold on one second. You know what? I'm gonna pull it up for you. All right. So again, like I said before, if they are evil enough to do this, nothing will stop them. Okay. As times change and things develop, and, evolve, so does the evil. Okay. So this is from last year, July 2024. South Carolina parents sue Uber after teens taken to North Carolina, and you read that. York County, a new major lawsuit has been filed in York County exposing Uber's role in child trafficking. Two families are suing the rideshare company after their teenage daughters were driven from their house in South Carolina to a predator's home an hour away in North Carolina. According to their lawyers, two teenage girls, just 12 and 13 years old, were lured to a man's home in November of last year. Lawyers for the families say the man used an Uber to bring the girls from Rock Hill, South Carolina, to his home in Gastonia, North Carolina. The teen's lawyer, Tracy Cohen, says that the girls told their driver they were underage. Still, said Cohen, he drove them an hour away across state lines to a child bleep house in North Carolina. Cohen says the girls were given the bad stuff, and the 12-year-old was She says the predator later shared a video of the assault. When he was done, he simply ordered another Uber, said Cohen. The second Uber driver drove the girls back home, again without raising any concerns. So, and you can continue to read that. You can just search it for yourselves. I'm not going to keep going with it. But again, folks, if you have kids, be mindful of what it is. Just pay attention, okay? The evil is out there. It's nonstop. It's always evolving. You can't just put your kids in front of anything anymore and just not expect anything to happen, okay? These predators are out there, and they've always been out there, and they just get more and more avenues to have access. All you're doing is just giving them more access to your kids. Anytime you give your kid a new device, that's another access point. And a lot of these kids don't know better. So, hey, and if you see something that's off, these Uber drivers didn't say a word. Okay, how was it not alarming, right? But hey, that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you stopping in again. Again, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Keep God first. Stay blessed, and I'll check you guys on the next one.